Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. Mind or no mind appearing, there is something always there that we refer to. I am that. That's myself. That's what is for every living beings. So the expression to say, oh, in my life, I go back to myself, I have moments like that, is wrong. You go back to your mind. You are always yourself. You go back to your mind. Maybe 24 hours minus that moment, but you go back to your mind. You never go back to yourself. That itself you haven't to negate, because then you speak of what? Of a state, of something which was not there and suddenly is here. And that is typical of the mind. That's the mind, the suggestions of the mind. So, when there is this, it can happen, glimpse, means one was very searching and very busy with the mind, searching. Suddenly, we never know how it happens, is freed from even the seeker. You will call that, I had no, I know who I am. I have a glimpse of it. The thing is, it was the real thing. But what made it a glimpse? And what, when we say one realized the self, what makes the difference between a glimpse and realization? It's not the fact to be freed from the seeker of someone. It is the fact that the mind, if you say glimpse, if it looks like it's an experience like that, the mind is not yet emptied enough. It makes a something out of it. While, when it's mentioned as realization, the mind doesn't make anything out of it. It has been seen as totally limited by nature and unsubstantial. Voilà, the theme of the day. Because you see, when one utters something, it always impresses. One is impressed by his own expression. So just be vigilant a bit of how you express. Anything about this or something else you want to bring? about this search. Welcome. So it's the mind which has to be emptied. Otherwise, hold it? Okay. Um, because there was never anything wrong with what you are. It's the mind. Which counts fairy tales. So you must have some experience, you just tell me? Yeah.
It looks a bit like a paradox to me.
Yeah.
That the self can be described as unchanging and permanent, and the mind as changing and impermanent.
Mm. But it's the mind who describes like
Yeah.
permanency, you see? And that's the danger. Because if it is permanent, you, for some reason, you just check. Oh, but it's permanent, but I'm busy with my mind. So it's not permanent. So it's only the mind which speaks like that. Nobody can describe what it is. Even permanency is because you have the sense of impermanency. So it's a golden carrot of the search. In fact, who can tell anything about it? And if you can tell, no, it's your mind. It's a state in your mind. And in the mind, there are many, many layers. Huh? From very concrete, physical, to very, very subtle. So I would not trust even that description. So is there a paradox now?
Yeah, there's something else I actually wanted to say,
Yeah, tell
or
me.
to ask, because if there is, I mean, you say there is no realization, but there is obviously somebody before and after realization. Then the change must be in the mind.
That's what I try to say today. Any change is in the mind. And if your mind has been, how to say, negated, if it has been seen for what it is, means of an impermanent nature, you will not believe whatever he will say. That's why today I can put into question realization. Realization of what? Then it must be of some state, because one has always been and is, but that is also a way to speak, otherwise you can't speak. Yeah? Good. Yeah. Surely in the mind there is kinds of events, you see. And the what's called realization is probably when the mind, now it's a bit trying to describe, surrendered means he knows he doesn't enter here. And if he enters, he knows it's a pretension and he will not trust that. So the mind is emptied from its reality in a way. So it continues to be very real for this body and mind. Looks like. Sure. That's why you see, of course, as an event, it's a big thing to have a quiet mind, not to about the subject, not to search. So one says the search disappeared. Yeah, the search disappeared. But it's all descriptions of the mind. Yeah.
So there is alertness.
Alertness?
Alertness.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be that I speak from here and not from here.
But the difference is the trouble, that there is a here and a here.
Okay.
Because it's in the mind. And if you trust this is more true, and it gives an experience like this, I agree, than what is there, you will be in trouble because it will not always appear this way. So be free to try to figure it out. Definitively, the experience of beingness looks much more real. So even much more real is too much to say. It looks real, comparing with all the fantasies of the mind and of the body. Yet it becomes a reference, you see, and that is in the mind. So, once for all, you are that, whatever appears. It is impossible to describe, you see. But, accept my but, as it is not a state in the mind, it is not attained. So, you see what I said, try to tell you, you see it, you are it. So, it looks then you can live a life as it appears. Surely you will do. And yet, all the wise say, all the wise men say, in your habits of the mind, introduce vigilance. Vigilance. I know that it's impossible to describe, and if I describe it's something, because otherwise what you saw, or what you didn't see, but what you said, where your mind surrendered, your mind will make it a memory of it. So you can live with that memory, but it may give rise again to some unsatisfaction, deep unsatisfaction, because it's a memory. So you have to give some space not to listen to the mind, I would say. Up to yours. I think this will be natural. Yeah. Show your hand, otherwise how does he know?
Maybe what I'm going to say, it is kind of a question. Maybe it will not sound like a question, but I'll put it anyway.
Okay.
That about the paradox of realization of the self. May it's possible that this self is sometimes not touchable. You cannot describe it. And maybe I ask the mind make a bridge. Imagination, not a real bridge, but imagination bridge, to maybe touch this place. But when you touch this place, maybe you can still know that it's imagination. Imagination is not a real one. Not to get attached with this and being fooled by this. Maybe it's like this, I ask.
I have nothing to say.
Hmm?
I have not much something to say because you yourself dismiss it for the mind. So yourself you say it's an imagination, whatever.
Yeah, but
you
imagination
expressed.
bridge, but sometimes you can use, yeah, it's like, the things is what I want to say that maybe, I don't know, I just
Yeah,
think
tell, doesn't
that
matter.
is like, this thing you cannot describe it, the self. What's happening in this girl?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I listen to you.
And you cannot describe it. And people, many people, me, everybody, I mean, they have sometimes this difficulty to how to touch these things because it's something that is not.
Graspable.
Yeah, and the mind coming and all these questions coming. And yeah. And I say maybe it's, maybe the mind help you in this case, maybe. But you have to know it's the mind who do it. And don't get attached with this, that maybe in different things. Can be, I don't know. Well.
You see, I don't see any question. You just describe the mind, and you know also the limit of the mind. So
Yes.
what else can I say?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So I tell you, maybe it's question, maybe not. I didn't know.
Well,
Yes.
you would like to have a confirmation, maybe, but
Yes, okay. Thank you. Yeah, confirmation sometimes is nice. Because you have the inner confirmation and the out confirmation. So why not 12? But it's okay if you
well,
don't have as
good
well.
luck, because if you rely on me,
No, it's okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah.
thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question just coming, and I know this is a recurring habit that I have, and it's about desire, and actually specifically about sexuality. So I was wondering, because I know that my mind sometimes lives in this, and I know it's a pretty strong one. It feels like it's not so easy to let go of this, and I'm wondering if it's necessary.
You know, my master was quite wise in life. He said, better to sleep with a woman than to think of it. So, you see, also, I would not touch much all those desires and attachment which fills the mind, because it's endless and it is working not so well and so on. You attain some states maybe after a lot of efforts, and then you are old, and then what? You have not yet done the essential. What is the essential? Search for who you are. Or just here, I am that. Desires are only in this manifestation in my mind. If you remind yourself a lot of that, some sweeping will naturally be there, but not all of it. Don't worry. But at least you start to see the substance of it, the value of it. When I say value, you see that, okay, it's in this expression, you cannot help much, but I don't need to, even though you will be slaves of it sometimes, but with your natural vigilance, you may not be all the time slave of it. And that's already a big thing. So I would not work on desires or attachment to be desireless or unattached, but go for who am I in fact?
I can say that lately it feels also, I can see it more for what it is, like more like a state. And I don't take it so seriously or so deeply anymore, maybe sometimes.
So, you know what to do, I told you first. A woman or a man in the mind is more present and troublesome than physically there, out of the mind. Simple.
Yeah, I know this for sure.
So, you know the trick now? So, for example, just to go back to the subject, instead of working on desire or no desire, you ask, who has this desire? Or what has this desire? You will reply, it must be the body, the heart, the mind. Some reply will be there. And you exactly describe the person who is born, who looks like you. So, who am I in fact? Whatever I can describe, I am not. That's a good tool. Mm. So, something you want to say? What's your experience? Yeah?
So, when I'm spotting the mind,
Mm-hmm.
it seems it's too late because the platform I'm on is the spotter. So,
Yeah, but now you saw it. That's too late then. That was a description, very good.
that that seems to be the obstacle.
Ah, you didn't hear what I said.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't hear that.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you want to hear what you say. I said it was too late. Once you spot something, it's too late, it's out. And it shows very clearly that it's not what I am. And you even spoke about the spotter. Potter. Why should you continue your thought then? you will never have an answer through your mind. If there is any answer, it's just to see that you always have been from where you speak all those things. It will not be result of the mind. Where are you now? Puzzled. What is puzzled? Tell.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It's
put
not
into words.
difficult. What's puzzled?
No, I'm puzzled, obviously.
No, my mind is puzzled.
Yeah.
Be careful when you
Yeah,
speak.
yeah.
So if you can say, my mind is puzzled.
My mind is puzzled.
Okay, then, who are you? Are you the mind which is puzzled? Surely not. It's a description. You will not have realization in your mind. So, just now. Because only the time is in the mind. What?
Yeah, if I can say, it's like there's obviously still a desire or a necessity for some satisfaction from this.
Forget that. Forget that. It may come, may not come. It's not the essential. Just know who you are. And the rest will follow eventually. Otherwise you go for the fruits, you see. You do like the king. He asked, today I open the gates of my park, and the one who wants, I am all on my throne there. And when he opens the gates, there are all fruits and whatnot, amazing things that the human being loves. So they are very happy. Oh, I didn't have satisfaction, that beautiful food. You see, now it's there. So you eat and all that. But then you are so busy in trying to satisfy what the mind suggests you, that when it's sunset, that was the condition, at sunset everybody has to go, you had no time to go to the king, to the essential. And eventually, if you go directly to the king, you have all your desires. Sometimes you will be frustrated still, because some are rotten fruits, but sometimes they are beautiful fruits. But at least, that is like a gift. It's a surplus. So you want to go for the fruit or for the tree? I know, it's very hard, because for the humans, what more important it is than to be satisfied and happy in life and all that, sure. But we have seen, are we really all the time happy and what not. Where is it? I don't see. Ah. So, maybe you have not seen enough, you have not learned your lesson enough, that you still think, oh, let me have a little bite more and then I will go for the thing. Up to you, huh? But I tell you, those who bite the fruits before greeting the king, they will never greet the king, because sunset arrives. Death.
See, I suppose the interesting thing is there hasn't been fruit, much fruit, let's say. So there's not been, for me, any like satisfaction or toffees you've called it in the past, or this sort of thing, which is as it is.
Okay.
So
Yeah, okay. Everybody is not the same as
Yeah.
humans. Maybe it has been like this with you, and I'm sorry for it.
that's all right.
It's all right. But I tell you, then, urgently, since you know that, okay, this doesn't exist here. This doesn't exist in this manifestation. A little bit here and there, but you will fall into the same unsatisfaction afterwards. So go for the real thing. And that can be just now. If you don't believe that your mind will bring something. At least do you understand what I say?
Yeah.
You heard it for the first time. Because if you didn't hear for the first time, then you don't learn your lessons. So you heard it for the first time.
I don't know.
Don't accept this, I don't know. This is an escapism. You know or you don't know. But not, I don't know means. So I ask again. What did you hear so far, which is very important for you?
Don't listen to the mind.
Okay. Then what are you doing all the time? Okay, we'll fail again and again, sure. But at least you know. So you don't wait an answer in the mind. Why not to listen to the mind? Because the mind has never an answer for that. No exception.
Do you know, can I say, just to express, I can't not take it. I can't not, like, what comes as we have this interaction
Yeah.
is, it brings up lots of movement, lots of thoughts, lots of whatever it is.
But it's the mind, all
Yes.
those movements. Okay.
Yeah, and just to say, I hear what you say. Yeah.
No, you don't
No,
hear.
well, I'm listening to what you're saying,
Okay.
but yet for some reason, right now I can't not do it. I can't leave that. Whatever comes up, I sort of jump on it. I can feel myself jumping.
But even if, because the mind is very quick, okay, you jumped on it, but the second you are aware of it, what are you doing? You continue with the mind or you just stop? Because that is the important thing.
Yeah. I mean, to describe what's happening, it's pretty rapid. It's like
Yeah,
this.
but for everybody, it's not the point. The point is that as soon as this tool, let's say like that so far, not to listen to the mind, arises in your mind because you heard it more and more and you trust it, you found that must be in the right direction. Don't worry about what's happening. Just stop. Just stop. That's the thing.
So that my original question is just bullshit in a way. Like this saying, but what about, it's too late. I'm already like...
Everybody is too late in the mind, you know. The mind is quick. Look at this manifestation.
No, I mean, I'm too late because the platform that I'm spotting from is the mind itself. So I'm spotting the mind with the mind. So what's the point in that?
You
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
no.
no, so I'm spotting the mind, but it's
Yeah, but you
It's a-
spoke of the spotter.
but that's it. The spotter is still me. It's still a...
If you speak of something, it's not you anymore.
No, when I say me, I mean like it's still the mind. The spotter is still the mind, for sure.
The spotter is still my sure.
Yeah.
Of
So it's
course.
too late. So it's like I'm spotting the movement of the mind, but it's the mind spotting the mind. So
But that's what I say. Don't think. Don't think, otherwise you go into these complicated things. Where is the spotter when you don't think? Tell me now. Don't think of it. Don't think. Because then you invent always a subtler spotter, you know. It's like I. Oh yeah, I, but then I. It's a train of I or spotters. That is sure. Yeah. What about if you don't think? Where is the platform and the train if you don't think? That's why you see I dismiss realization and all that, because it's in the mind. So really don't think. And it's sudden. Now, when the mind reappears, if it is still crowded, he will have a lot of commentaries and revelations and whatnot. If he's emptied enough, he will just keep quiet. But just know all this mechanism. Yeah.
You had this beautiful image with the king and the fruits.
The fruits, yeah, you
Yeah,
added the
can you
fruit, that's good.
explain it again, or just to repeat this story? Just to, I wish that it goes deeper in me and that I understand it better. I have an understanding, but
Yeah.
I need confirmation.
Um,
What are the fruits and
which fruits do you like best?
no? Because I know if I have fruits, then there are also the opposite of fruits. Shit. So how to say it?
Tell me more. If
No,
you,
because okay, I always expect. No, please.
no. Tell me, and then I will tell you. You always expect what?
That I don't have more question. That I do not
Oh,
suffer.
forget about that.
Okay.
Forget. I will
Okay.
tell you again, because Uma is there. We were in Ardoir, and I had to leave. Uma was still staying with the master, and finally I could say, Master, I will put you my ultimate question. Really, I was so sure about it, and then I would have kept quiet. He laughed. I mean, the mind will never produce an ultimate question. So don't wait for the mind to be quiet beforehand. It's not possible. So,
There was something what I need to remember, but I forgot. You said it so beautifully.
maybe it's better. You finally forget, and you are much better like that. Forget your ultimate question and essential question. And don't try to remember. It's gone. It will be never, ever with the best ultimate answer to the mind. Never. So, yes, the mind now, he has seen beingness. Being, I am beingness. Again an answer. Again an answer in the mind, it will not help. It will help for some time. But you cannot go in your mind for a split second, and because of that split second, you finally know what's the mind. And then you keep quiet. In the torments of it, but you still keep quiet. If you go in your mind, you will be you can be in so many states of exaltation, of completely scandalous joke, you can go to any direction which is quite ultimate and strong. It's none of it. So
But it was so beautiful when you said that this greeting the king. I don't know what does it mean.
the
Just-
king is your self. You what you wish so much, what makes you come to satsang, okay? So what? So maybe we are all in the garden. You know that story, Miguel? Of course, you know that story. Oh, yeah, it comes from where? Yeah, it's at least in the stories. Yeah, you can tell it better than me.
I mean, not better. I would just.
Well, some details, some. Then we see.
Not better. You've told this another time, but it's the king said that he would give his kingdom.
Ah.
He would give his kingdom to the ones who would meet him, and he would open the doors, and they would have just to see him. That was the only thing. They would have to see him till the end of the day, and
That's a bit short. It's essential. Okay, he said the essential, and I added the fruits because
no, and then the fruits, yeah, and then people were so in love with what they could get if they became kings that they stopped there. They had the taste of it. Then it was over.
what? No. Tell. There is something there that you really want to hear.
I
So
know in this garden there is not just fruits, so there is the
you want
no, there's the
the
opposite.
all desires that you carry and attachments.
Yes.
You see.
Yes.
Yeah, they have some attractive shapes, otherwise you would not call it, a desire.
Yes.
And that is typical of the mind. The mind presents those things. The mind presents ideals, impossible utopias, some things you can bite, but then they are over, and so on. I mean, and first of all, that's a story, because beyond the story, you have not to go to the king. You are the king. Now, it means also in this way, okay, I am what I am. I'm the king. And I give moments to the king means I withdraw all my tendencies, or I leave them alone. You know? That also could be said this way, that story. You go back to the source, or you simply don't touch. Because there is nothing to acquire. You are the king. Yeah.
Hey, Ganga. I wanted to share some doubts that have been coming up for me.
Yeah.
It's been a few months now that in the past few satsangs you've been speaking about the fire and what we're dedicating our life to.
Yeah.
the king and and I feel like the past few months it doesn't feel very clear to me.
Yeah, because something took over, probably. Some other fire took over.
Mm.
But at any time, you can always go to the essential if you want. Nothing happened. Doesn't matter.
Still something brings me here.
Yes, sure. Something brings you. So it must be quite important.
But I have no, and I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is?
Yeah.
Is the call of yourself, I would say, means the deep need to keep quiet alone with yourself sometimes. Not to be only busy in the life.
Yes. And I notice sometimes it sounds like the mind is very busy as well. And sometimes I hear you, and it's not striking in the
Yes,
same ways.
because you are a bit distracted also. Still you come.
Still I come.
Yeah. So trust that more. The mind. Yeah, I know. Normally the mind is left with the shoes
Mm.
in satsang. You see. Now it can happen. It still appears. But at least, I hope for you, but I believe so, you are not all the time in your mind in satsang. So that's already of a great luck, I would say. So cherish it more in the sense that you know exactly what's going on. Hmm? Yeah. Actually, the satsang appear to help you not to go all the time in your mind, you know.
Sometimes when you speak of this fire, it's
Yeah.
like there's the I don't know how to explain it. There's this feeling of I don't.
I understand you, yeah.
Yeah.
That need. It's also a need, huh?
Yeah.
A need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a self-creating mind?
Creating
Creating mind.
the mind.
Yeah.
The mind is the expression of the self.
Thank you.
But that's why you see, um, in Zen they say, oh, when I cut the wood, I cut the wood. So it's something very phenomenal what is said. And everybody thinks great of that, so they cut the wood again and again. and they stay in the phenomena. In fact, it should have said, when I cut the wood, I cut the wood. When I don't cut the wood, I don't cut the wood. It has to be together. Enfin, together, or at least it has to be said together. Yes, he wants to.
Hi, Ganga.
Yes, hi, Pamela.
Some satsangs ago, you were quite hard on somebody, and then in my inner eye, I suddenly saw you with a whip, and my mind was trying to climb up on the throne again, and you were just like. And then I was surprised how it dares to crawl, to try to climb again up. And only when I come here, it's suddenly I remember this every time very strong.
Good. Good. Yes, the mind will always try to claim something. Sure.
So when I go out,
You see, don't make such a difference between in and out.
yeah,
Wherever you are. And you become. Wherever. But I agree, the satsang is a blessing for those who like it, because life is so busy, at least, coming to satsang, maybe one doesn't hear or listen to the mind. If it has not been done out. Doesn't matter. At least you give a moment not to do anything with this mind.
and I also do that in the everywhere.
Okay?
But I maybe still be this, I don't know, I come here and I get some quiet or whatever you call. And there's no time really for that with the kids and all what's happening. But still I'm like, maybe
I think don't worry for that. Just cherish the essential, even if you feel, oh, I'm still busy with the mind. Just cherish the essential. All those things may disappear. But surely, satsang is a blessing.
Yeah.
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 Even for me. Satsang is a blessing.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't worry.
So how come when I'm in the night when I sleep and there's dreams, I see all this and it's not a problem. But as soon as I wake up, I see all this and then it's a problem. What is this difference here?
What is this? Well, one call is called a dream and the other one a waking state, because there is probably that difference. I don't know. I'm not so intellectual. But in both states, phenomena are there, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. In both states, suddenly a mountain is there, fully done, with snow and all that, or whatever. There is a full setup. Yeah. It's a phenomena. It's a phenomena as well.
So why is it a problem in the day? Is that also? It's just the mind, also. No?
It's only in the waking state that one speaks of ignorance and enlightenment. I don't know. I don't know how to reply you. You know, all those questions, they come in the mind. I know that the waking state, it's more about a conscious, personal conscious mind, and the dream is more the personal unconscious mind which appears, but they are all phenomena. Yeah. I don't know. Somehow I don't want to think so much.
Thank you.
I just see that, you see, when you go into a why or a how and all that, one is in trouble. Because he needs a good answer, and a good answer eventually comes, and then it will be less good after some time, and then you go on searching, you see. Yeah. It's typical of the mind, huh? Yeah. Yes, no, it first, you.
Hey.
Hi.
So originally I supposed to be in a holiday with my loved one, but a little bit more than a week ago, she broke up with me. I'm also thankful for this, because at the same time, with this I can sit here and
Yeah, right.
now. And,
Welcome.
And I'm thankful for this. But let's put it my question like this. I know that my mind is letting me struggle a lot, because all of these kind of imaginations that I wanted to have in the future, or
True.
what I wanted to imagine to myself.
Yeah.
But the thing is, which is, I'm constantly thinking in the last 1 week, like what I should learn from this pain, from this loss, how I can tolerate.
You followed the answer, you are here. And you will fall in love with this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I keep having this. I think it's maybe something I have said before, but it's not finished. It seems like I'm aware that whatever question I go to, for example, about existence, reality, whatever I can produce or go deeper, or still, what about?
Yeah.
I somehow can see that there is where it's coming from, and that it's not going to get any more bit, or at least I know that.
Yeah,
but at the
great.
same time, I cannot stop being bothered by it. It still bothers me that I know that I will keep having.
You cannot command the way your mind will appear. Their thoughts.
Yeah. I have this like a sentence or something that it's like, but what if I'm missing something that would clear everything
That's
out?
That's because you listen to your mind in looking at it,
Yeah.
and then it will trouble you like that. That's what I say. Don't think. Allow yourself not even to watch anything. Just don't think. Not a state. Just now, whenever that now is for you. Don't think. And when this is like this, whatever is coming out, you know even more that it is the mind, that it is an expression, and that you don't get anything from there as an answer if you go there. And it may lose its power with time or not. But it doesn't mean anything about what you are. Doesn't mean that you lost yourself. You see, it has to be without compromise, because you give. But what is the smallest in physics? What is not atom, something less? Quark. Quark are less. Still more invisible, and still they know that this. If you give a quark in importance to the quark of your mind, he will eat you away. It's like that.
Thank you.
So, see you soon. Thank you.